Nick C. In a recent video, Aaron Smith Levin stated that public Scientologists and staff members are told that Hubbard had no plans to return to Earth after he dropped the body. Rather, he is said to have gone straight to Target 2, where he awaits other Scientologists to join him. According to Aaron, Hubbard even wrote a directive to this extent. Aaron said he wasn't sure how this ties to numerous offices and homes the church maintains for Hubbard in anticipation of his return. Do you know anything of this apparent contradiction? I wouldn't put it past Hubbard to write two contradictory directives, but I am curious what you think. Okay, Nick, thank you very much for this question. And that is very interesting. I did not see that in Aaron's videos, but I would definitely disagree with him on that, and I'll tell you why. In fact, I'm going to read to you from the directive that Aaron talked about in his answer. This is something that all Scientology staff and Sea Org members, and in fact, really all Scientologists, are pretty familiar with. Staff and Sea Org especially. We would chant this, we would recite this, we would be told this, we would talk about this. Excuse me, this was a central thing the entire time I was a staff member. And it was only after I left that I think the birthday game, which you have heard me talk about, and others, has taken a bit of a less importance. But I could be wrong about that, but it seems that the birthday game is not as big of a deal as it used to be. But it was a very, very big deal. This was the central thing that we used to convince staff or to convince the public to come in extra, to pay more, to do more. It was all about the birthday game. It's about this game of expansion that goes on between the different Scientology orgs. If you've not heard of it, that's basically what it is. It's a game of expansion, and it's about getting the statistics up. And in playing the birthday game, this is a lot of the reason why a lot of the staff will stay up all night, and the Sea Org will, go hog wild crazy trying to get the stats up. Is it's all about the PR of it. Is it's all about the birthday game. Okay. So what did Hubbard say about this? Well, let me read a bit to you. I'm going to read a couple paragraphs to you because I want to give you the entire context of what Hubbard had to say about the expansion and also the Target 2 and where Hubbard's at. And I'm going to read this to you, and then I'm going to kind of let you make up your mind about it, okay? And I'll give you my take on it, but here we go. Hubbard writes, of course, the org networks expand and will continue to expand. The only question is how fast. Speed of expansion is the problem of management, and it is a problem. Let me give you some facts. This planet, politically, is an anarchy of nations. These nations are armed with, of all things on a small planet, atomic weapons. This is catastrophe in the making in any whole track history book. To compound this, economic and social problems exist far beyond the norm for such a civilization, and these edge a political scene toward war. Now, there's a lot I could say about that, but I'm just going to gloss right over it right now. We could really break this stuff down and critically analyze what Hubbard's talking about here. Because, anyway, but I just wanted to give you a flavor of how he talks to the staff and how he incites in them or inculcates in them this urgency, this need for speed, and why we always have to be operating at breakneck, runaway speed to expand Scientology. This is what he says. He goes on, and it isn't just atomic war. These same social and economic factors, with their attendant rising stats of brutal crime and ideological pressure, could bring about police states, as they are doing, in which no application of workable tech would be permitted, and this whole civilization, as it has done before, could sink into a new dark ages that would swamp any forward motion toward freedom. And there are other factors which make speed imperative. We do not have any infinity of time to do the job. I mean, this is really quite brilliant writing on Hubbard's part because he's implying so much hidden knowledge about the past, about this planet, about what's normal on this planet. I mean, there's been so many things he has put here. The future could make the past on this planet look like a holiday. But now another thing, and this is where we'll start getting into the Target 2 stuff. If it's this bad, one can say, why don't I simply race Dynamic 1, an individual, right, to get clear and OT and get off? Well, there are two answers to that. The first is that you wouldn't make it on your own. It takes an org and staff to administer the tech, and if there were no orgs and staff, it would be a very tough haul. And you don't want your planet and friends on your conscience. And you find me still around, don't you? So management has a real problem. Expanding fast enough to clear the planet. This is their basic concern with stats. This is why they tear their hair when your stats downtrend. No way, wrong direction. So what really is a birthday game all about? You are giving me and yourselves another giant step on the road to a cleared planet. And someday, how many birthdays later, you'll give me and yourselves and all your friends a cleared planet. And I'll go off with you to Target 2 and we'll clear another one. And someday, way, way up the track, we'll have this universe back in native state and impervious to the faults and traps of yesteryear. But that's tomorrow and many tomorrows. Right now, the subject before us is this planet, your continent, your city, your org, you. Okay? So, like I said, you could break all that down and do quite a discourse analysis of how Hubbard has used incredibly powerful language there to create powerful emotional responses. And in the staff and Sea Org, he gets them. We used to recite this stuff. We used to chant these lines. I mean, this is stuff I know pretty much by heart. I was just reading it out loud carefully here because I didn't want to miss anything. But yeah, this is stuff I'm really, really familiar with. All of us were. And Hubbard said that he'll go off with us to Target 2 and we'll clear another one. To me, that pretty clearly puts there that he's here with us and we're going to go on to Target 2 together. Not that we're going to join him where he already is at Target 2. We're going to all go there together. So it seems to me the implication from 339R is that Hubbard is going to be around here and is going to go off with us after we clear this planet. That's the future that I thought would be there. And I always thought in Scientology, when I was a Scientologist, that eventually I would end up meeting the guy. Not in his L. Ron Hubbard body, but in some future incarnation. But I imagine that I was going to eventually connect up with L. Ron Hubbard as a spiritual entity and be able to talk to him, or when he got another body, right? So anyway, this is how I thought about things when I was a staff member and Sea Org member, and that's the reason why. So I hope that clarifies that and gives you some more information about Scientology and how L. Ron Hubbard manipulates the staff and the public. Because that's how he does it.